Sure. I believe it's always important to stretch and reach out into new domains. I think it's a case where if you feel confident that you can take on this new kind of work, and you said if you're not comfortable, but you may have to partner up with people so that you could learn to work together to work into the new type of project. When I work on a project, if it's in an area that I'm not familiar with, I usually want to partner up with people who are, and I'll be upfront with the client about that and say, I would like to get into this. Here's what I'm capable of. I suggest that we work with these folks, and let's get this project going. Yeah, what I found is over the years, as I went from product design into broadcast design, and there's plenty of storyboarding, telling stories in linear form. Then there's the interactive. There's coming up with interfaces, making sure that you have the right experience at the right time for what a person's need is. And how do you plan that? It's not a linear kind of exploration per se, but what you have to do is sort of understand how people do things today. And that tells you at least a baseline, but it gives you the low-hanging fruit of what's wrong. And you can visualize that. It's all flow diagrams, charts. I'm on OmniGraffle, whiteboards, and all sorts of stuff all the time. Not replacing sketching. Sketching is also very important in a meeting where you get to visualize so that we get consensus as you move forward, as a group understand something.
I think one of the greatest misconception industrial design students getting into the course would have is about believing that they're going to just sit in a corner and design beautiful objects. And designing means doodling beautiful object and help making the beautiful object. In reality, actually, they have an opportunity through this course or through this skill set to connect, to imagine, to create for the future, whether it's a product, business, or services, or experiences for that matter.
Land of free, right? So let's say you are stuck to a job, corporate job, and you may be not happy, you may not like the work culture, whatever that may be. Outside of that, you have total world which is free and at your disposal. Networking opportunities, working with other projects, working with other organizations free of cost. If you really believe that industrial design is the passion, then money doesn't matter to you. If money is the passion, there are a lot of corporations around here too, right? So you can definitely have an opportunity to do both. And if you're not satisfied with one, you can find numerous opportunities. ArtPrize is a great example here, and there are so many other opportunities like studios and companies who would love to give you an opportunity if you don't put your conditions first.
I think visualization is very important in industrial design because basically a good picture tells you a lot more than what you can explain in terms of words. And I think that gets your idea across pretty well. So visualizing can be anything from sketching to 3D renderings to probably even model making. So I think it's one of the most important tools that industrial designers have that they could really use and leverage that to tell their story and sell their concept. Talking about exhibit design, exhibit design's been there for quite some time, probably 1930s, 1940s or so. It's most of the big companies, or almost all the companies, actually go to these trade show environments, and they're basically trying to sell their products or educate people or the customers what these products are. So you're basically trying to design environments where they would actually learn more about the products, learn about more about it, and try to go from there. At the same time, when you try to relate that to industrial design, anything that you touch or anything that requires human interaction has to be designed. Mm-hmm. So when we need to, all those things kind of come together. And one of the nice things about, or a different thing about exhibit design is that the time span, it's a shorter time span piece. So you basically get a project from like conceptual to the execution probably in 6 months. So from an industrial design perspective, it's like you have more options to work with. You really can provide solutions for all these companies in terms of what these environments or spaces that you design, so that they basically become the delivery mechanisms of of what they're trying to sell. So that's basically exhibit design in a nutshell.